You're listening to Entrepreneur's Enigma, a podcast about the ups and downs of the entrepreneurial journey. Every week, your host Seth Goldstein interviews entrepreneurs from all walks of life about their entrepreneurial journeys. From store owners to Fortune 500 CEOs, we all have stories to tell. So sit back and join us for the next 20 or so minutes while we explore the entrepreneurial world.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneur's Enigma podcast. I am Seth, as always, 300 episodes in, more than 300 episodes in. You should know who I am by now. Today I have a buddy of mine, Melanie Borden, who is the founder of the Borden Group, an executive visibility advisory firm. That's a mouthful, but it's what it is. Helping leaders translate their expertise into measurable growth across modern search. She is a trusted personal brand strategist and GTM advisor for leaders to align their expertise with their digital presence and future-proof their careers. She's also an author of Theater of the Mind, which is literally her third child. I think you have two kids, right?
Yes.
This is your third child. I'm making sure this is.
Definitely is. Yes.
Yeah. Well, everyone I hear, every woman who's had kids says it's like birthing a child.
Yeah.
And every man says it's like going to war. So, whatever. It's a little bit of both. It's a combination of both. Yeah, yes. Exactly. So we first talked to Melanie when you were in the thick of this. That's right. And you were getting close to the end. It was in sight, but it was just far enough that you still had to go. It was a little farther. I think we talked back in, November or something like that. We're not mentioning that we already did this second podcast once during the snowstorm. We are, but we're not. But we'll pretend that didn't exist. So we originally had a podcast that aired when Melanie was still in the throes, I think, of editing the damn thing.
Yes, which took a really long time.
Yeah, because it's your baby. You think it reads perfectly. Your editor's like, that word isn't the right word. And you're like, how do you know? Because they're not so invested in the book. They can kind of see with clear eyes.
Yeah. It was, and I wasn't expecting to write a book for as long as I did.
Yeah, wasn't it like a 3-year journey?
Close. It was almost 2 years.
2 years, and with a few stops in the breaks. Yeah.
And I will tell you that I almost stopped multiple times and just said, I'm not doing this. And I'll just use what I've written for content, whether it's for newsletters or blogs or posts.
Which is not the worst thing to do, but now you have something tangible that you can also hit people over the head with too. It's good. It's a good hefty book.
Yeah, the number one thing that I always hear from people who are saying, well, everyone looks the same, everyone sounds the same, everyone does the same thing, depending on the industry. So I thought the way to really differentiate myself was to write a book. I was just not prepared for what I was going to go through mentally writing a book.
I feel like
a whole different animal.
Yeah. I feel like that goes with a lot of things. Like people can say, oh, this is what you can expect for being an entrepreneur. And this is what you can expect. Until you actually do it yourself, you don't know how painful it's going to be, how rewarding it's going to be. It's different for everyone, and I feel like that's what, goes into writing a book. I have the second chapter of the Entrepreneur's Enigma book written.
Love it.
It's been there for 4 years.
Hey, you know what? As long as you have it, you could always come back to it.
I have to find it, actually. I don't even know where it is.
The way that I looked at it was if I didn't put a date on the calendar and an aggressive date, I wasn't going to push myself. And initially what I had done was I had joined a writing group where basically in this writing group, they taught us how to structure the book, how it's formatted, how you position your book, and then you write your manuscript alongside all these other people who are also looking to write their book and publish their book. And so
co-working for authors.
Exactly. And it was a very intensive process. But when you're also a parent and you're also running a business, and then you have something intensive on top of it, in addition to just living,
Mm-hmm.
it became a lot for me. And that at one point, after I wrote the manuscript for the first time, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to take a break from it. And I didn't touch the book for almost 6 months. And then I
But it's not a
rewrote it
bad
again.
thing. But it's
I know.
not a bad thing because
No,
sometimes you have to
not.
step away. Honestly, you should write the first draft. And as a journalist, that's what you always say: write a first draft, step away. Now, as a journalist, you got to step away for like 3 minutes because you got to get it out on deadline. But I'm saying, like, you don't really get the time and luxury to like step away for 6 months. But you should step away, take a break, and come back with fresh eyes and say, "Whoa, what the hell did I write?"
Yeah. I had just set up a very aggressive deadline for myself, and I pushed myself to the point of burnout. And that's really when I
Mm,
stopped because I needed to give myself time off of it.
yeah,
And I document it in the book too. I go
yeah,
through everything in the book where I talk about this is what I experienced and this is what I went
hmm,
through. And I
absolutely.
know other authors who are listening or writing right now are saying to themselves, yep. You go through this process, even if you have a draft like yourself and it's
Hmm.
sitting there, you could always go back to it and you could always pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's there. Getting it out once is the hardest thing. Going back again is the second hardest thing. Because then you look back and you're like, oi, I don't remember it being this rough.
Yeah, and the publishing part, I mean, towards the end, having an editor,
Oh,
and
you need
going
one.
through the edits. Yeah, you definitely need an editor, someone who has done it before. It's not their first time editing a book, but
Yeah.
I recommend to have not just an editor, and other authors would say this too. You also want to have a proofreader or multiple proofreaders
Mm,
because a lot of times, and this is where I got to before I published it, the editing process just took over everything. And there's only so many times that you can
hmm.
rework a paragraph or a sentence to the point
Oh,
of, okay, we've killed it at this point. We need to now move on and I need to just get the book out. Because I'm sure I could
yeah.
have gone through more edits for another year if I wanted to.
Well, there's always more you can do to something,
Yeah.
but eventually
Always.
the diminishing return almost. It's like mentally diminishing return and physically diminishing return.
Yeah.
So did you self-publish this?
It's a great question. So the answer is yes, I did. I actually started my own publishing company
Of
because
course you
I
did. Oh, of course you did.
because I wanted to have a publisher listed on my book. And I had explored a lot of different options. It was more of an ego thing, if anything.
Oh, I get it, but if anyone knows Melanie, it's of course she did. Why not? We're gonna take a quick break here from our sponsors and get right back to the show.
Why not? Well, I figured, you know what? It's going to be a revenue stream for me because
Yeah.
I'm going to be speaking and it's going to be tied to the book. So the recommendation that I was given was to create an LLC for the book. And I said, you know what? Not only is it going to be an LLC, it's going to be a publisher. And
Why not?
so that's where House of Lola came from. And that's the publisher for my
Who's
book.
Lola?
Lola was my chihuahua who passed away while I was writing the book. Yeah. So she's immortal now in a LLC.
Mortal and else. I'm sure she's thrilled.
I know. But it was something that I wanted to do and I wanted to incorporate it in her in
It's
some
cute.
way.
I like that.
Thanks.
And
Thank
anyone who
you.
knows Chihuahuas, they're feisty.
Yeah, but the self-publishing, I wrote a children's book in 2021 and I self-published that. And I actually, when the LLC became live, I actually moved the children's book under
Yeah,
the
it makes
LLC.
sense.
So now they're both connected
There's
to
more
House of
to the
Lola.
publishing company than just vanity. So,
Yeah, well, you want to know something? I work with a lot of executives and founders,
yeah.
and when you write a book and you start talking to people about it, everybody starts saying, I have this idea, I want to write a book,
Mm.
and the conversations always kind of flow that way. And I figured, you know what? If there's any point in the future that I have a client that comes to me and says, I wrote a manuscript, I already hired an editor, it's formatted, the cover's done, I just need a publisher, I could say, okay, you could do it through House of Lola. And then everything is
Yeah.
kind of under one umbrella, if you will.
I like that.
Yeah. That was
Look at
my thought
you.
process.
I
Yeah,
love it.
sometimes I get good ideas.
Another project. You're a
Yes,
consummate
another
entrepreneur.
project.
Consummate entrepreneur. It's like, it's always another idea. All right, I'll just do that as well. So that kind of thing.
I like to be busy.
Busy, busy, you're busy. Anyone who
Yeah,
follows you on LinkedIn
busy is
knows that not
good.
only business good, busy's good.
Yeah.
So what's next for the book and you?
So what's next? So what's next is I set a goal for myself to really get myself out there with speaking. So the first part of my goal was go on 30 podcasts.
Okay.
So far, year to
Well,
date, I've
you've done three of them here. One that we don't talk about.
well, one of them is yes, yes. Actually, we've done three. That's right.
Yeah.
So I've been invited so far this year. I've been invited on 27, and it's only
Whoa, look at you.
yeah. So I moved the goal post to 50, and
Yeah.
also I connected, my own objectives and goals to going and doing keynotes as well. So what's next is
Yeah.
really speaking and bringing it all together between my advisory work, the book, podcasting, all of it to kind of create that new funnel for myself.
I love it. I love it. And you can do a TEDx, you think?
I'm going to, yes. Q4,
Is
I'm going to
that,
send an
yeah.
application.
Q4. And then
Q4,
we'll
it's
have you
on my
back on.
OKRs. Q4.
Q4, absolutely.
Yes, that's the
So
plan.
so I guess you kind of discussed a little bit without me asking the question. The best thing about being an entrepreneur is you can do whatever the hell you want. You want to be a publisher, okay? Be a publisher for your book, But what keeps you up at night being an entrepreneur now that you have a book out in the wild?
So for a while, it was misinterpretation of the book and just overthinking the
Mm-hmm.
process, which is something that I document in the book, Imposter Syndrome, thinking about what other people are thinking about me while they're reading the book, reading the content, finding out, doing research about me. That used to be something that really kept me up and really held me back, not necessarily from publishing content, but really from taking the next step with my visibility, with speaking, for
Mm-hmm.
example, with publishing and writing a book. Doing
Yeah,
that was really, really holding me back. But now, just having that steady stream of advisory clients coming in is,
great.
just like everybody else, is the one thing that you want to make sure that you have, all your ducks in a row. You're working with great people.
Yeah,
I would say those are the things that really keep me up and thinking future proofing and thinking about 5 years from now and what is
yeah.
everything going to evolve to over the next 5 years and what can I do now to set myself up for the next 5 years is what I've really been thinking about at 2 in the morning.
Ooh. Well, that'll
Yes.
keep you up. That'll keep you up.
Yes.
And so let me guess. What the most important thing to carry with you all the time, besides your book, would number one be your book? Always have a book with you.
Oh,
Always have a
yeah.
book with you.
In my
What's
car.
the most important? What's the most important thing to carry with you besides your book all the time?
Oh, the most important thing? I mean, my phone. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely, exactly.
I mean,
I
yes and
say
no.
besides your book and besides your phone, yeah.
I mean, in terms of the most important thing, I mean, I always have a notebook with me. That's something that to
Mm-hmm.
always
That's
have the
so
ability to write.
underrated. Yeah,
It is so underrated, and it's almost like writing things down is like a lost art because we all have note takers. I have two of them
yeah.
that usually follow me onto calls. Someone said to me this
You
morning,
have
"Why do you have
two?
two note?" Well, because sometimes they don't always work. Sometimes there's a glitch, and
So you have a backup. We know glitches.
so then so I have the backup running always.
Wow,
But yeah, yeah, writing things down is
redundancy. It's
yeah,
kind of key.
yeah,
It's a good
those systems.
entrepreneurial thought. Always have systems and redundancy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. So people can find you on Amazon, and where all good books are found. It's theater spelled the posh way. Theater three. Theater with R-E instead of E-R of the
Yes.
mind. And then obviously follow Melanie on LinkedIn. She's prolific. Like I
Yeah.
always see you there. I'm like I see Melanie. It's the Melanie feed. I love it. And of course, even the brand is the company. Although I mean, it's a website, but
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
all encompassing.
All
So this has been
encompassing.
so much fun. Hopefully
Yes,
this
thank you for
podcast, hopefully this recording sticks this time. Worst happens, we do it a fourth time. Fourth time is a charm. No, third
That's
time's a
right.
charm. Melanie, this has been so much fun. I love hanging out with you.
Thanks for having me, Seth.
All right, we'll see everyone next week.
That was a great show. If you're enjoying Entrepreneur's Enigma, please consider giving us a review in the podcast directory of your choice. Every review helps us reach new listeners. If you like Entrepreneur's Enigma, consider the other shows on the Marketing Podcast Network at marketingpodcast.net.